It's me, finally.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, what's up?
Oh, so what it was, I had to wait till I got down to my studio. I got to do this sound piece for KPFK. Did I tell you about that?
Mm-mm.
Huh?
No,
No, okay. And so what I wanted to do, I was going to call up friends of mine that know a second language
Mm-hmm.
and ask them to give me all of the insults they can think of in that language. Let's see when they run down.
Insults to your face?
What?
Insults
Oh, it doesn't have to be
your
to
face?
me. No, it doesn't have to be to me. No, I got this. I got the idea when I was talking to this kid. He, came out with a burst of profanity, and I asked him, "Is that all? The words you know?" And he said, "No, I know some more." But he was slower, right? Is that all? He said, "No." And he was slower.
It
Yeah.
came out real slow.
And finally, it was just like like drips out of a faucet. So I always wanted to do that,
So you want me to think of
Yeah,
it?
I was. There are two other people I was calling up too, and one is a Greek fellow, Greek friend of mine, George. You met him.
Yeah.
And then Valdemar in Polish.
Right.
And I thought I'd get you too.
Okay. What language do you want me to do?
What do you got?
I think most of my profanities are Polish because I listen to my parents a lot.
Oh, okay.
They swear at each other all the
Oh,
time.
okay.
But then I could probably think of some in French and probably in Hebrew.
Oh. Well, let's try to be consistent this in one.
Okay.
And I got to record it now too.
You doing it over the phone?
Yeah,
Are you recording it over the phone?
I will now.
Okay. Well, let me think of which one would be better. Well, you already have Polish, right?
Yeah, but what would you rather do it in Polish or Hebrew or what? Where are you better in Polish? It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
I think probably I could think quicker in Polish.
Okay, but you have to interpret too.
I have to contribute?
Interpret.
Oh, interpret?
Yeah.
I'll try as best as I can.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but anyway, it'll be my own interpretation if it's
Okay.
not the real one,
All
right?
right. I don't know. You have to have a particular target in mind, where you can just think of insults out of the air.
You want me to start?
Okay.
Okay. Idź do cholera.
And what does that mean?
That means, literally it means like, go to cholera.
Go to what?
Cholera.
Uh-huh. What's so bad about that?
But it's like make cholera fall upon you. It's like a really vile, it's really a horrible Polish thing to say.
Is that about the worst thing you could say to somebody?
It's pretty bad. I know whenever my father would say it, there would be a terrible cringe. I mean, you're just like, oh, ooh.
Because when I was talking to Valdemar, he said the worst thing he could think of was like to make some insult about the person's mother.
About the person's mother?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, my parents never went that far. See, all I know is what I remember from them swearing at each other, right?
Okay, all right, okay.
Oh dear, let me think. Something else my father would scream all the time is varyatka.
What would that mean?
Varyatka is like, I don't know if it's really a swear. It's more like, oh, you stupid fool, you idiot. Those aren't swear words, are they? Or are they?
Well, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, whatever one would say.
Okay. Let's see, another one is, Czy nie wysypie mówisz ci gadaszkówstwa?
And what is that?
Which is, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're talking bullshit. You're just full of shit. probably does have to do with a parent, with a mother. I can't remember what it is.
I think where have you been really angry? You know, and what would you say? I mean, it would come out spontaneously, but it wouldn't come out spontaneously in Polish, I guess. But I mean, it would if that were the case.
Yeah.
Well, if you were in a position where that language was used, right?
I would probably say each to Halala.
And what was that again?
That was like make colorful.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what would come to my head first.
Are there any others you can think of?
I'm trying.
Or you can make some up, you know. Be creative.
Make some up in Polish?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's got to be the worst thing you can think of.
Oh, that's a value judgment. Let me think.
Let me see, let's put what would happen. What would be a good, if a taxi driver, let's say, overcharged you and took you to the wrong location.
Overcharged me, took me to a wrong location?
Yeah.
What would I say in Polish?
How would you curse him out, or would you? Maybe you wouldn't.
Well, you know me, I probably wouldn't.
What would really make you angry then?
God, I don't know. Well, I'd probably understand almost anything.
What?
I probably would try to understand almost anything.
I see, try to be understanding.
Try to be understanding, right?
Well, let's try it the other way. If you had to go non-stop, how long a string of insults could you get?
In Polish?
Yeah. Let's try it.
Probably not too many.
Well, try it and see how before you wear down.
Well, I'd probably just say what I already told you.
And no more?
I don't know. So I'm having trouble thinking of any more.
Have you tried to make some up?
You mean pretend Polish?
No. Just make up your own insults.
Oh, but use real Polish words?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if I could do that either. I can really make up the language really easily. I can make up the language.
You can make it up.
I'll make up the language. I mean, if you're going to make up the swear word, why not make up the language?
But then you make up the meanings for it too?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
Well, you don't really know if I'm really
That's
very
true.
Polish
Okay.
anyway, do you?
That's all right. Well, what would you say if you had to make it up?
Okay, so now this is even more difficult. I have to really, let me see.
It's coming hard.
Okay. So you want it in Polish first, and
Polish.
then the translation.
Yeah.
Okay. Lama vinatach la garishkupsa.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means your dog is so fucked up it can't piss in a straight line.
Well, how come you can get better that way when you make it up? Okay, think of another way.
You like that one?
That was very good.
That's very good. Okay. You should have asked me when I just woke up.
Okay. What would you have said?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah?
Oh, is that, what's that?
I don't know.
Wake up. Okay.
You gotta switch to Hebrew now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is also pretend Hebrew.
Okay.
Okay. זה לא מספיק שאני לא רוצה להגיד את זה, אבל זה ככה, שאני לא רוצה זה. Okay?
And you just made all that up?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
It means, you're so corrupt, if you kept tadpoles as pets, they'd never turn into frogs.
Say it again. What was that?
I said,
Yeah.
you're so bad, you're so vile,
Uh-huh.
that if you had tadpoles as pets, they'd never turn into frogs.
That's terrible. How could you say something like that? It's the worst thing I could ever think of. Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
My God. Listen, you're doing terrific. One more.
One more?
Yeah.
Oh.
Make it this terrible. Maybe this is your last pitch. Go out flaming.
Go out flaming?
No, I mean.
I know.
Okay, all right.
But that's an important statement. Wait.
Okay.
Go out flaming. I'm just realizing that the really bad things I think of aren't really that bad.
You have to what?
The bad things I think of aren't really that bad.
Okay, well make it as bad as you can. Well, you really wither somebody with your comment. It's less than a minute, so you gotta hurry.
Oh, you have a timer?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You got about 30 seconds.
Okay. מה זה שאתה עושה אבק לזה?
What does that,
זה רוע. Okay?
what does that mean?
It's not very bad, but it just means, this is stupid. I can't translate and I have less than 10 seconds. Wait, it's coming. Please give me another 10 seconds. Wait. John, stop the machine.
Can't do it.
I forgot. It's going to go off, isn't it? Okay, it needs, did you have a nose job?
Is that what it means? Okay, well I'll cut it off there.
I had to make that up on the spur of the moment because I forgot the vile thing I made up before.
Okay.
Aren't you glad you called me?
Anne Lee, the founder of the Shaker religion, was born in Manchester, England, on February 29th, 1736. She was sent to the factory to work the machines at the age of 10. The old family was destroyed by the Industrial Revolution. Farm life had required large families. After the foreclosure and the migration of families to the city, people still continued to reproduce children who couldn't be fed. Factory owners exploited the children as cheap labor. Anne Lee was forced into marriage. Pregnancy made her feel unnatural. Her 4 children died young. At the same moment that mechanized work began, there appeared religions which had the function of causing the body to quake in dance and ecstasy. Anne Lee joined such a sect. They were the Quakers. She was taught to shake her body. She had visions. She believed that she was the female manifestation of Christ. God had originally made man and woman bisexually self-contained and equal. Because of Adam and Eve's sin in the garden, man was punished by having to work at labor he hated. Woman was punished by the burden of childbearing. The snake was heterosexuality. Sexual marriage was the unnatural result of man's fall. But Armageddon was coming, with the good tidings for the elect. The end was imminent. There was no need for new childbirths.
And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters.
Pragmatically, sexual self-denial by members of a new community based on brotherhood and sexual equality could replace the evil of the patriarchal family.
And they sang a new song, they sang a new song.
Instead of being enslaved by machines, all needed goods could be produced for common needs by cooperative handicraft. Divine revelation led Anne and her group to America in 1774. She believed America to be prior to Adam's sin. The Shaker meeting hall was divided bilaterally. On one half, brothers' benches faced sisters in the other half. Separate stairs on either side led up to chambers of the chief elder who lived on the left or to the chief eldress on the right. Power was divided equally. Workdays were devoted to sober, simple craft work. Sunday was for ritual, religious dances. The two sexes arranged themselves in 4 concentric circles. The group rhythmically chants from the Bible while they march in circles. Stomping their feet, they shout, "Stomp the devil!" Sisters and brothers begin whirling in place. The group cries, "Shake, shake, shake, Christ is with you." There is noise like a whoosh, which means the devil is present. People clap, they leap up and down. Some remove their outer clothes. A fit of shaking, ecstatic seizures passes over the group. Reeling, turning, twisting, some shakers bow down. Others rock on their feet. Still others are doubled over, feet and hands linked as they roll on the floor. They roll over and over like a wheel, or they turn like a rolling log. Some get down on 4 legs like dogs, growl, snap their feet and bark. Carnal mortification frees the shaker from false pride. Ritualistically, the devil is snared from his hiding place within the group and cast out. And the group becomes purified. Before the Shakers arrived in America, the Calvinistic Puritans had established its basic creed. The Shakers were proletarians, while the Puritans were the new emerging middle class. Work for the Puritan meant to detach himself. For the Puritan, men were divided into saints and sinners. Good and evil were absolute categories. Each man was to be personally responsible for his own salvation. The Puritans believed themselves to be the agents of God's will, their purpose being to establish a new Jerusalem in America. While America prospered materially, there was always the fear that it might somehow be in the service of the devil, not God. And by the 19th century, 1800, a great religious awakening spread across the land, based on this fear. Hellfire preachers preached from tents on the edges of town. People were forced to reconsider the guilt of their lives, to repent. They recited biblical texts to the beat of piano and guitar music. This was the first introduction of popular instruments into the church service. People suddenly began to talk in tongues, begging for their salvation. They were born again. And finally, many looking for a spiritual refuge after their conversion joined the Shakers, swelling their ranks. Contrary to Calvinist belief in the individual's action in the world, Shakers believed only in the good of their internal group. While Puritans lived in fear or anticipation of the next life ahead, the Shakers believed that heaven could be possible now as a utopia on earth. There's a conflict between the individualism of Puritans and the yearning for a group free of sexual and economic competition.
My name is Douglas Hubler, and I have been given time to do 15 minutes of an artwork or an art discussion or perhaps anything I want to, within reason, on this radio station. And I'm in Boston for a couple of days, where I'm with a friend, Donald Berge, who is also an artist and a man I've known for a number of years, and I want him to share this time with me. He doesn't know exactly where it will go, nor do I, and I already concede that it may be an effort that is finally scrapped. I have
I'd like to add that this is take number 2. the
But
first one
has been scrapped.
Right, exactly.
Because the music or a synthesizer in the background was making too much sound. And now it's off completely. And nevertheless, I was telling the truth when I said I don't know where this will go, because I don't imagine it will go anywhere near where the first tape went, which is perfectly fine. I had made some drawings which are like visual drawings that I've made, which I want to try here to see how I feel about them as sound drawings. I feel that I can perhaps communicate, in effect, write with these words to an audience and hope for a kind of a visual and perhaps conceptual take or image to form. All right, this is the first one. This drawing will be completed after having been heard, understood, and forgotten. I'm getting better, right?
You should leave more dead air from the ending to your comment.
Yeah, because I mean dead air to be the sort of frame around the drawings.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So I'll try the next one with a little dead air around it.
Leave some dead air at the beginning too.
Yes. This sound drawing will be completed after the auditor perceives the indeterminate amount of visual phenomena between the surface of his or her eyes and the sound of these words.
You don't have to be so close to the microphone, because I've increased the volume.
Oh, all right. This is the last one. For the entire time that these words are heard, they join an indeterminate number of other physical boundaries within the environment which presently frames the auditor.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Would you explain that?
Explain it?
Or
read it again?
Do an annotated version.
You mean?
Read a section and explain what you mean by it.
For the entire time.
What does that mean? For the entire time.
For the entire time means to put it into the time for the beginning of the sentence or the drawing to the end.
Oh.
That being the only time that the drawing functions.
Exist.
Yeah,
Okay.
it only functions that way.
What's the next phrase mean?
That these words are heard, and that, of course, just extends the framework of time, and the fact that within the time these words are occurring, they are being uttered. Those words.
Yeah.
These words are
Right.
these words as part of the drawing.
I love
Not
that.
the words that I'm uttering now.
I love when you recontext it in this program. What you're doing is you're concatenating the levels of contexts. And
Yeah.
you say these words, these words, these words.
They join an indeterminate number of other physical boundaries, meaning, of course, that there are
does that
an
mean?
indeterminate number of physical boundaries in the world.
That-
Everything constitutes part of a boundary. Every surface, every direction of a surface. It's like saying everything. They're part
That's
of
it.
they're
You're
part
ma-
of everything.
You're making a cosmological statement.
Yes.
And you're talking about what was the phrase about boundaries? What were you saying?
An indeterminate number.
Indeterminate number.
Yeah.
That's really an observer characteristic, in a sense. In other words, we as observers do not have a duration sufficient enough to observe all of the number of boundaries that you imagine are out there and in here.
We can't even number them. That's why I use the word indeterminate, obviously.
Yeah.
And nor can we conceptualize what that number might be.
Now, let me just say something about boundaries. If there are indeterminate number of boundaries, there's an indeterminate number of things, in other words, namables, observables, on either side of those boundaries. Every boundary has two
Right,
sides,
right.
at least.
Or at least, yes.
Right. So that you know that there's at least double the number of indeterminacy out there in your
Right,
mind.
right.
As you've mentioned,
Right.
yeah. That's great. I
Yeah,
love that.
within the environment which presently frames the auditor. Now, of course, that environment could be the skin, could be the wall, it could be the on and on, outside. That which frames here is meant to be that which is beyond and beyond and beyond. And these words or this drawing join
Yeah.
with the environment, in fact.
Right, but you're like a conceptual boundary journeyman.
Why journeyman?
I mean,
I'm a master of boundaries.
I mean journeyman, not only as apprentice, but as traveler.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's really, I think it's a great sport to in a sense, use as the material substance of your sculptural activity the quality of boundary description, boundary forming, boundary chiseling. That's really great. I love that. I do the same stuff. I love it.
But I don't know, or do you? No one has to travel to describe or know the boundaries. In other words, one can be a journeyman, one can travel and describe different appearances, different specific appearances of boundaries, but in general, as we sit here, within the context of this drawing, I mean to be describing all boundaries, all environment, and the drawing becomes a new phenomenon, joining history,
Yeah, but you know what's very interesting? On the one hand, you want
I should say making history as well as joining history.
Causing
Yes,
history.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Other disciplines is the spin-off of art. Or would you describe the audience that you see in your mind when you're addressing that microphone? Who are you talking to?
Nobody. I don't know what time this will be played, what time of the
But
day.
there must be somebody there that you have in your mind.
It's the same audience that I think I'm talking to or addressing myself to when I make a drawing that goes out to an indeterminate audience. I have no idea. If I try to think about it, and I hadn't, there might be a little old lady and some hot dog avant-garde music student who wonders what might come out over this radio, or somebody who is looking for, if it's Sunday, maybe they were looking for a religious program. It can be an accidental audience, and those are the ones I'd like to really catch. And it can be an audience predetermined by the information about this series of programs. This is an ongoing activity, and there may be a very, very elite, very specific audience out there, and only that audience listens. But I would love to think that at least one person out there was just flipping the dial and stopped and thought, I wonder what this is about, and finds it interesting.
You should ask that person to write in.
Yes,
and,
would you?
And to do it as a work that recycles back upon you.
Anyone who just happens to have turned on this program and has listened this long, if you listen to the rest of it or don't, please write the radio station and make a comment. I'm sure I'll receive it one way or the other. Another thing I wanted to do, by the way, to get back information sent out over this broadcast, was to ask for a description, which I did in the other tape too, but now I want to say I had originally thought of asking for people listening to try to make a drawing, like a police drawing, of a verbal description made by Mr. Berge of my appearance. And I was thinking of giving prizes for the most interesting returned drawing, and making and sending a photograph to everybody a photograph of what I really look like.
Everybody should take a pencil. And here's the drawing. Oh no, I won't do that. I could have them rule the paper so they'd have a grid work. We'd number the grid. I would describe exactly where they would move their pencil.
Okay.
from point to point, and it could exactly inscribe, because the scale would be variable, I would exactly inscribe your profile. I'd ask you not to move, and I'd have a similar grid up against the wall like Dürer or Leonardo da Vinci. And I would carefully instruct them. In other words, it would take a lot of bits of information, but I could get them, each one of them in the radio audience, to replicate your outline.
Does everyone have a pencil ready?
No,
Do you think that it's possible to recreate or create anew an image in the mind of a listener?
yes, I do.
Now, this is what I tried to do with those drawings at the beginning. They were general and specific in the sense that they were...
Universal and unique.
Yes. They were meant to be reprocessed, the information reprocessed in the minds of the people listening,
Inasmuch as
and
this-
taking in their specific time and their specific environment, their specific history, their sense of what the words meant, and so forth.
Would you read the last one again, inasmuch as this is a new take?
It's not a new take. We're really going on with the old take, but I'll read it again.
Unless, in other words, you could use this as a whole new take.
Oh, I could, sure. For the for the entire time that these words are heard, they join an indeterminate number of other physical boundaries within the environment which presently frames the auditor. I had written their auditor, and that has to do with these words,
Yeah.
but then I changed it to the auditor. And as simple as those things sound, as you know, Bergie, they take
They're very, very important.
they take
Very
a,
important.
it takes a lot of time to put them.
Yeah.
And in any
In other
case,
words, it's like an ethics of caring about how you map from one information space to another.
Mhm.
You really want to say on paper what your mind is thinking.
yes,
Right. And it would be very good, in a sense, if that ethic applies internally, it would also apply externally. In other words, you'd like the best situation, the optimum situation would be that the people in the radio audience would have a map in their mind that would point for point equal your map
exactly,
in your mind.
exactly. And this is what really
This
interests
is
me.
what is not possible on radio.
I don't know.
The mapping.
This is what those drawings really are meant to attempt, and it seems to me as if there's so much misreading of information. And it seems to me as if radio most often is information alone, not a replication, but rather a telling about. Even music is sort of about music, and it's not an attempt to speak from mind to mind. I think even when Alan Watts speaks, it's not quite that.
In other words, it's always it's not communication. It's initializing. It's triggering. It's
Yes.
causing things to happen.
Yes.
Covered over by the names of men.
As Judith Leister's name was effaced in favor of that of her teacher, Franz Hals, or Constance Marie Charpentier's by that of Jacques-Louis David.
We find their works are painted over, thrown away, put in the basement.
And what about those heroines of labor? We don't even remember that women have worked. Sofonisba Anguissola, Rosalba Carriera, Katerina von Hemissen, Angelica Kaufman, even Georgia O'Keeffe, Imogen Cunningham, Willa Cather, Joan Mitchell, Grace Hardigan,
We scream open the doors of memory a crack.
Susan B. Anthony, Sojourner Truth, Mother Jones,
Carrie Chapman Catt, Victoria Woodhull,
Tennessee Claflin, Lucretia Mott,
Elizabeth Blackwell,
Harriet Tubman, the Grimkes,
Elizabeth Cady Stanton,
Elizabeth Gurley Flynn, Emma Goldman,
Alexandra Kollontai,
Angelica Balabanoff, the Pankhursts, Alice Paul, Lucy Burns.
Women serve this need. Their productions and their works are there to remind men that theirs are more and better.
Just as women are presented to working men along with illegal aliens and persons of other races as the threat of cheap but adequate labor.
William, Wilhelm, Old High German, Wilhelmit, chosen protection, resolute protection.
Wilhelmina, Wilhelmine, Wilhelma, Wilhelna, Wilma, Gilhermina, Helma, Wilhelmina, Wilhelmina, Willella, Willetta, Willette, Willitha, Wilmot, Wilmot, Willona, Willoni, Wilna, Willan, Wilmena, William, Willa, Velma, Vilma, Mina, Minella, Minna, Minnie, Gila, Willie, Billy, Mimi, Gilamet. Feminine of William Wilhelm, honoring many male saints, martyrs, and kings. Women's names are like the yellow badges that the Nazis forced the Jews to wear.
Ives, Ivor, Ivor. Old Scandinavian. An archer, a military bowman, honoring St. Ives.
Yvette, Yvonne, Yvette, Vani. Feminine of Ives, Ivor, Ivor, honoring St. Ives of Brittany.
Women's names are a reified lump of cultural predispositions to male domination.
Angelina, Harriet, Fifine, Alfonsina, Ambrosia, Conradina, Cyrilla, Lysandra, Micheline.
We dare say most people believe.
The Atomic Alphabet by Chris Burden. A for atomic, B for bomb, C for combat, D for dumb, E for energy, F for fallout, G for gorilla, H for holocaust, I for ignite, J for jungle, K for kill, L for life, M for mutant, N for nuclear, O for obliterate, P for panic, Q for quake, R for rubble, S for strike, T for target, U for uranium, V for victory, W for war, X for ray, Y for yeller, Z for zero. Hey, hey, hey!